Hello, everybody, and welcome into True Bants. I believe this is episode 16. As you know, we skipped a week last week because doing two True Bants was kind of a stupid idea. I hope you guys have been enjoying Shadow Bay 1989. The new episode just went out today at 9 a.m.
Mm,
Well, today for us, but Monday for
yeah,
you guys.
yeah, it came out Monday, August 26th, buddy.
Some things have finally started breaking my way. My car's getting fixed on Wednesday, and I found a bunch of remedies to make the swelling of my gums go down so I don't have to keep biting them, so I'll probably not have to get surgery after all.
That's good.
Yeah, I mean, as long as everything keeps progressing the way it is, I don't need to worry about it.
So wait, your car's getting fixed again?
Well, what ended up happening is the Lincoln has air ride suspension, and apparently the way it's set up, the electrical circuit is connected to the front end, and the front shocks are also electric. Well, my front shocks were going, and we didn't know this, so we just bought the cheapest but still functional pair that we could, and didn't realize that we might need to make get electric ones. So we get acoustic shocks instead, just to make some music jokes here. And all of a sudden, my back end keeps sinking lower and lower because the compressors aren't filling up the airbags anymore. So now we have to rip out the air ride suspension entirely and put new shocks in the back that are also acoustic.
Damn.
Yeah, so that's another $300 I was hoping not to spend. So I'm going to be in the red for this check, next check, and well, this last one that I had, this one that's coming, but the one after that, I'll be a okay. I can resume my life as normal.
Well, that's good.
Yep.
So, Mayor, you want to hear how I ruined a Karen's morning and I didn't even have to say a word to her?
Yeah, I'll let you tell your Karen story. I'll follow up with mine.
So, I made my first delivery this morning, and I was in Jersey, and Jersey has these things called jug handle turns. So, if you want to turn left, you can't just turn left at the intersection. You have to make this really awkward, like right hand half loop,
Oh, yeah.
which will have you facing, left the way you need to go. So basically, you'll just be going straight unless you need to turn around to go, back the way you came.
Right.
And I hate them. I hate them with a passion. But here I am sitting at a jug handle turn for what New Jersey calls an extended red, meaning that the Main Street traffic gets much more time than you do.
Hmm.
So to try to compensate for my already worsening mood because I went from nice, cool, gift of the gods air conditioning to this again. I'm listening to a dual album called Civil War Songs of the North, Songs of the South. And I have it on shuffle. And it's doing pretty good of one from one from the other. So I've got my music up, and because my AC isn't on and it's not generating any noise, my music is carrying a bit further. This woman in a little Volkswagen Beetle pulls up to the left of me, and the song that was playing was Battle Cry of Freedom. Da, 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 da. You know, it's a popular song, right? And she's just sitting there, like tapping her hands to it because her windows are down because it's like 70 degrees and she's comfortable. I'm dying.
Yeah.
As if Loki, god of mischief, and Bragi, the god of poets and music, teamed together to screw with this woman. The next song was the exact polar opposite of the Union's battle cry of freedom because it was Pride of Dixie or I Wish I Was in Dixie. And you know it because if you've ever seen Dukes of Hazzard. Na, 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 na. So I looked down and to the left, and this woman's face and attitude changed. She must have recognized it, and I started laughing, and that's when the green light hit. And I'm like, yes.
So
Fly away, fly
yeah,
away to Dixieland.
yesterday, everybody that was getting a coffee was a real douchebag where I work. And we have this machine that you can press a button and the creamer comes out, but we got to fill them with half-gallon jugs of this creamer. And this lady starts knocking on the kitchen door. I'm not working the kitchen. I'm not even on that half of the store. And she starts shooting them all death glares and being really shitty towards them because we didn't have her creamer in stock at the moment. So she asks for it and I ignore it because I'm not in the helping customer kind of mood. And I had to put the truck away. So like I figured one of the other two people can easily handle this, and of course they don't because why would anybody do anything to help me? I'm the one that's got to do everybody's job, or the whole place will fall apart. I don't know how they function when I'm not there. So I get another. They track me down and they're like, "Are you getting the creamer for this lady?" I'm like, "No. Did you guys not do this by now?" And they're like, "No." And they're like, well, she's being a real, she's getting real mad and shooting us all death glares and everything. And I'm like, all right, I know the attitude of these people. I've been dealing with it since I got here at 9. So I grabbed the half-gallon of French vanilla creamer, which is what she wanted. I walk up
Yeah.
to her and I slammed it down on the counter real hard while looking at her. And then she just goes, I guess I can pour it myself. But I look back at her, I'm like, yeah. And she just smiles. She goes, "Okay, thank you." I'm like, "Yeah, that's right. Don't do that. You're not you're not getting into a match with me. I'm gonna win this one."
She probably drives a Beamer.
I doubt it.
Mm.
If she could spell BMW, I'd be shocked.
BEEEMUU.
Oh, so what else is happening? I mean, we're becoming experts on the '80s.
Yes, we are.
This is a good time to discuss the '80s. So it's no longer a spoiler because you should have seen it by then. But that scene in the diner where I said that I really feel like Hulk Hogan's gonna win the next Royal Rumble. That's an actual fact. He wins the 1990 and 1991 back to back. I didn't know if anybody else knew that, so I threw that in there to see if anybody had ever watched those Rumbles.
I remember the 91 because that was the year I was, brought out. So,
That was a good one too because they managed to really hype up America good and proper on that one. They let Mr. America himself at the time, Hulk Hogan, win the Rumble and he's waving the flag around and like, and he did this for the troops and in the Middle East. I'm like, oh, that's right, the Gulf War just kicked off proper.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, that was the most genius bit of storytelling from the commentators they probably had that year.
yeah, one of my core memories as a kid was watching WCW,
Yeah.
and I got to witness firsthand, live and in person, Hulk Hogan's heel turn.
Oh wow.
Woo!
That must have been great. That must have been nuclear.
Well, because he came out in the standard red and yellow,
Yeah.
but then like it was an experience because he did the shirt rip and he had on the red and white the red and white NWO stuff, because that was before the NWO split into two different groups.
Right.
You had the black and white NWO, and then you had the black and red NWO.
I also had to the other day. I was talking with Thunder about the movies that were in the 80s, and I'm like, I always knew that I loved movies from the 80s, but I didn't know how many of the movies that crack my top 5 are from the 80s. Like every movie they put out was just genius.
War games.
uh and they're Ghostbusters, I think. Return of the Jedi also came out then. There was a ton of movies that came out. Weird Science came out then. There was so many good movies. Blame you, been awful, Dad.
No, I'm just listening
Uh,
to talk.
But yeah, I want to clarify some things because by the time this airs, yes, I did actually mean what I said about the generation that grew up during the 80s. You guys genuinely had the keys to the kingdom and could have turned everything around, and you got black pilled and you allowed everything to go to hell, and now we're the ones learning the lessons that they were trying to teach you all in the 80s.
you mean Gen X?
Yeah. Yeah,
Well,
they've got a superiority complex, but it's hard to be superior when y'all are running around missing the entire point of what they were trying to teach you in your generation. I'm not saying my generation is good or anything, but I mean, everybody's got their downsides, and that was Gen X's. It's like, here is great, relevant life lessons that you're going to show your kids, but you're not going to get them for some reason, even though it's been beat over your head. And now your kids are seeking this wisdom from those creators and are actively following it. And it's not even part of our time period.
yeah, the recent trend of elder millennials, such as myself, and then certain segments of Gen Z are getting, red pilled pretty hard right now.
Yeah, the
Oh
getting
yeah.
80s pilled. What a weird world. I don't know. Probably not an appropriate rant to go on. I'm sure I'll catch a little hell for it. Come after me for it. What are you gonna do? Send me your hate mail. You know I love them.
Yes, you do.
That's the one thing that I've been expecting from all of my one shots is hate mail, and I've received none.
We ever even got any like hate mail or comments?
Yeah, you used to tell us the terrible things that your dad would say about us, but he hasn't been saying anything about us.
Right. No, he stopped watching.
That's fair. No, I
We
get
got
nothing but outcries of support and congratulations. So nobody's I don't think we're
And
until we surpass 29 subscribers. I don't think we're getting any hate.
little sprinklings of constructive criticism, but that's always welcome.
Yeah, TW keeps us honest.
Has he commented in a while? I don't know if he has.
Probably, but like I said, YouTube had randomly selected Thunder for the first little bit of the channel's existence to have their comments auto modded for some reason, even though we did not allow that. And now I think it's TW's turn, and I'm pretty sure our sponsor has gotten auto modded a handful of times, and Trucker also has. It just randomly
Yeah,
decides that you can't comment, and it's like, really?
I never got why it did that. That's so stupid.
I think if you use a certain subsect of words in a particular order, they deem it as hate. Like, I know exactly what happened. I know why Thunder got shadow banned for a minute.
Why?
Because uh, Trucker and I were talking about conspiracies and how some of them were dumb or some of them made sense, and we were making fun of moon landing deniers while I was also trolling Trucker and pretending to be one from time to time, and then we were making fun of flat earthers especially. And if you could if you could redefine the word misinformation, Thunder's face would have been right next to it in that comment, and I know YouTube was pissed. I'm like, hey, you got to get rid of that comment. Like, you're gonna get in trouble, or you're not gonna be allowed to comment anymore. That's not even coming from me. I just know that's what YouTube's gonna do. And sure enough, their comments were suppressed for like a month. They basically suspend you from commenting without telling you.
Yeah.
It just puts you in like a weird purgatory.
They don't even give you like a warning, like a hey, you're in trouble for this. Nope, you're just in our purgatory.
Yeah.
You get shadow banned.
And it's like, hey, if you had just watched the video, clearly we know this person, and clearly they're just adding on to trolling us, and that's what we specifically asked for in that video, so that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, but it's YouTube, man. They don't care, and they don't care to pay attention.
I really hope that. I mean, we've got a good solid audience, so I know they know about the disclaimer, but I have a feeling like if we get the wrong new group of people, they're going to hear me playing Jim Townley and I'm going to get in trouble.
Well, I realize I'm waiting to see if we get any negative comments about Min's dad,
Why?
because I did technically do the stereotypical voice like right in the
He's
beginning when
he's
he was
just
telling me to get out.
Well, you were also like
he's
trying not to transition. You were trying to do broken English respectfully after transitioning out of doing Russian broken English.
Yeah, and that was so hard because like half I think when you got into the diner, I slipped into Russian. I was
Yep.
like, no.
And
he's
then
also, you know,
angry.
he's also
Yeah.
super angry at now he's super angry at two people, Townley and Fitz. So
Yeah, so him, the accent wasn't even done disrespectfully. It was more because you have a bad habit of forgetting your own character's voices, and then you get nervous, you start trying to throw in Southern, but you were already doing Russian. So you were tripping over your own accents, and it came across as an an oopsie daisy patch. But I don't think it
look,
was that big of a deal.
I think you'll be okay just as long as you don't start saying hello with two R's.
Yeah,
I think you'll be okay.
that makes me wonder if people would get mad at me for Jonathan. No, not Jonathan Temperance. Jackson Masterson when I get to play him for you guys and Kathos. Jackson Masterson is one of the angriest, but probably some of the most talented accent that I can do. Everybody loved Mr. Masterson. I hope you guys get to go see him.
Oh, he was great.
I think that was when I did Jackson Masterson for you guys. You guys don't know about this because this is the prequel to Kathos before we started recording episodes. We just needed the lore. Uh, Jackson Masterson was such an angry character for me to play, and at the time we had a bar open across the street from my house, and my mom thought that there was drunks fighting, but she didn't want to disturb me about it because she knew I was playing. So I came downstairs during the break because we just happened to have the break right after I did that segment, and she's like, "Did you hear all that yelling? I think people are like getting seriously pissed at each other. I was thinking about calling the cops." I'm like, "No, that was me." And she's like, "Why are you
Yeah.
so angry?" I'm like, "I'm just playing a character. I'm not mad."
See, I'm actually kind of glad I gave up on Jeremiah Friend, my gravedigger character, because I don't know if I could have maintained the accent I worked for him, because it was a very gruff, like Jonah Hex Southern accent,
Oh yeah.
real real gravelly. It would have probably killed me to keep doing it.
When I played Draugr Cage in the first Leviathan, that actually almost killed me.
Yeah, you were. I remember talking about that. You did not like that voice.
It was fun to do, but I kid you not, especially after the third or fourth time that I had to play that character, I drank 3 cans of Pepsi, a can of Monster just so I could stay awake, and at least 3 or 4 bottles of water. So it was a miracle I was even playing at all after like the hour mark.
Well, yeah, because you would have to take. You'd always message like, "Hey, I need to take a leak real quick. I need to take a leak real quick." It's like, all right, go, just go, 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 go.
I I ended up at the end of each of those sessions, I would end up like hacking Phlegm up like I was a pack a day smoker. So I'm like, okay, I gotta stop playing Draugr or find a
Mm.
character reason for his voice to change, or I'm not gonna make it.
Yeah,
I'm excited for True Realms too, though. I think the story that Chaos and I especially are gonna tell is gonna be awesome, and it's gonna be fun to. I know this is a small spoiler, but it's not gonna. People won't remember it by the time it airs, but it's gonna be fun to hit on Chaos. I don't know if he can handle it.
yeah. Well, the one thing that is going to be interesting, especially with the way my schedule is changing for work, I don't know when, and I don't know when we're actually going to finish True Realms 1 now.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell we're going to do about that. That's got me super stressed because at this point we almost can't even do anything.
We might have to start, or we might have to either change topics, put True Realms 1 on the back burner kind of thing, and bring something else up to the front. I think that's the only thing we're going to be able to do because I can only get so many Sundays off.
We might have to look into switching days. But at that point, you told me that you don't even have consistent days off, so we're just gonna have to find you a job.
My days off are, it changes every month, and it just moves a day forward. Like we can talk about it after we're done recording if you want.
I don't know what good it'll do, but I mean, if you want to, we'll get on Indeed. We'll get you a new job.
No,
I bet I can find you a.
no,
I bet I can find you a new job before I can even get one or even get an offer.
no, I don't need a new job. My job is plenty fine right now.
It is not. If it's fucking with the company we started, it is beyond the realms of not fine.
Relax, relax. Okay, we have other people who can DM.
Yeah, but then our stories that we're telling that our audience expects to be finished never get finished.
Well,
They'll get
You know?
finished. They'll be spread out.
Yeah.
We'll get on Indeed. Sponsor us. Actually, find
Because
me a
if I
job
keep
first, Indeed. You've been doing a terrible job.
if I keep running into the same issues, I don't know how I'm going to record mine.
Yeah, you've been having a lot of weird issues.
Like the the fucking Wi-Fi issue with that laptop, that $1,000 laptop, is so weird. Like it'll stay connected just fine, but then it'll just randomly drop.
Your internet's a bit
Like
strange at your house, though.
not really. Like I've never had real connection issues. The only issue I might be having is bandwidth, but now that my dad's not there, I don't really have a bandwidth problem anymore.
That's yeah, that makes sense.
And then if it gets right down to it, if you're still in it and playing, hell, you might have to be the one recording it, which I know puts more stress on you.
Well, my only problem is I'm not going to be able to add the things that you want, and I can't guarantee that I'll be there.
Yeah, that's the other problem.
I got a set day, and I mean, I could have another one. Theoretically, I'm always off on Mondays, but I don't know. Also, would like to find a job that has the weekends off, which apparently is like finding a unicorn.
Yeah, it's harder than you think nowadays, dude.
Well, having to work Saturday, I guess I'll eat that if I have to, but finding a job period is bullshit. I'm telling everybody now, unless you're going into a trade like diesel mechanic or electrician or something like that, man, don't even bother going to college at this point. If your company likes you and hires you but wants you to have a college skill, tell them to pay for it because it's gotten me nothing. It has gotten me nothing but ignored the entire time. I took 3 weeks off of applying for from jobs because I figured that once school started back up, it would pick back up. Nothing's picked up, and most of these jobs are fake.
Yeah.
Because a fun fact, local governments from anywhere from the town level all the way to your governor will start having people in their employ email various businesses and tell them to create fake job openings so their state looks like it's doing better or the town looks like it's doing better. They're not real jobs. It's very hard to find an actual job that's actually listed that you could actually get. One of my friends, they didn't go to college at all, and then their company has just continued to keep sending them to college for different things. He's not had to pay a penny for it, and now he's very successful. I would be a lot further if I could have found that route sooner. I'm very black pilled on college. So far that has been a massive waste of $20,000.
I'm not gonna argue with you on that one.
Well, the problem is back in the 80s through the 90s, college meant something. Hell, even the early 2000s, it all meant something. But now all these employers are going to these goofy seminars and listening to these weird trainings that these gurus who are trying to suck as much money out of you like some sort of bank employed vampire have come up with these goofy concepts. And these goofy concepts have devalued everybody's college education to the point that having an associate's means literally nothing. You might as well just set that one on fire. That's just a get your foot in the door kind of thing. And then having a bachelor's is starting to mean nothing. But if you get a master's degree, you're overqualified and they won't hire you anyway. That's what's happened.
Yeah.
These weird scam artists that have come up with stupid systems and weird training and motivational and success stories and all this stuff is nothing but a scam that has completely
But
disrupted the job market.
so you're missing one. You're missing one of the things to bitch about the hardest.
What's
We're
that?
looking for first-time employees. You know, minimum job experience is not a bad thing. But then when you show up, it's like we want you to have a 4-year college degree, 2 years work experience
That's one of my favorite
in
things about it too. Yeah.
the same field. It's like, okay, how am I supposed to get experience in this field, which is one of your requirements to get this job, if you won't give me the job because I don't have the, you not
You're
have the,
robot and so hard.
damn it.
Yeah, but I mean, from what we could understand from you, that's also true. I've been looking for, like I said, I've been looking for a job since I've gotten out of school. And every time that I look at jobs, they're telling you that they require these weird licenses, things that you would never have heard of. Something that they should have told you about in college, but they don't prepare you to get a job in college. So you don't hear about these weird, like, half degrees and licenses and requirements that you're supposed to get. But, they need you to have them. You don't even know how to get them. But I can tell you why diversity in the workplace is super important. We learned about that in every class. I can tell you how to do some statistical things. I can tell you how to write a report, but I don't know what like an I-10 is or B2B sales or any of that shit. Even when I look it up, Google doesn't even know what these things are. They won't tell you. Not even the Google AI can tell you what like any of this goofy stuff means. They're just making stuff up. I don't even know if college could prepare you for that or tell you to go get these things. They're not real. It's all made up. What is this? I got a message.
Yeah.
Oh no,
Same. What is that?
I got an
Oh,
at message.
oh, it's Trucker, I think.
Oh, he says we want a 4-year degree with 10 years experience, but the maximum age we're looking for is 25. Yeah, that's true. That's what Trucker just
Oh,
sent us. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's like what I was supposed to be doing accounting for this insurance form when I was 15 years old. I can't even apply to college unless you get a certain IQ at 15 years old. You're lucky to wash
did,
dishes at 15 years old.
I was gonna say, did you guys ever see the? I think it was like a meme somewhere. It's like, this is what jobs mean when they want you to have at least 10 years experience right out of college, and it's like a foreman, and then like it looks like a little kindergartner's class, but they're in the whole full hard hats,
Yeah.
vest, everything. That's what that makes me think of, man.
The funniest jobs that I applied for, knowing damn well that I'm not going to be able to do them, is like insurance claim adjusters for a hospital. They
Yeah.
they sent me a test, and I wanted to be honest. So I didn't look. I had to look up one thing. I cheated on one question just to know what their acronym meant. But I didn't
Yeah.
cheat on the test. I took it honest, and I also think I lied on one of them because they're like, rate your overall experience with this section of the test. I don't know if they were meaning like, do I feel like they're asking me relevant questions or do I actually have experience with it? So I hit 10 every time because I'm like, yeah, these aren't so bad. And I'm like, great, I'm going to fail every question on this test, but tell them I have the experience and they're going to think I'm disabled.
Oh no.
They're going to like, what the hell is the matter with you? Are you trolling us?
No. I just didn't understand your question.
Yeah, I did. I don't get it. And then can I rate my experience with that specific question because it's a 1? I don't understand. And then I thought about applying to be a clerk of the courts at one point, but they required so many things. So like, did you go to law school? I'm like, okay, I can't. You can't pretend to have gone to law school, so I'm not applying to that one. And then I
I mean,
applied to be a building inspector, and like, do you know anything about building codes? Like, no.
the thing is, I'm glad you didn't become a building inspector. I'd have to hate you on principle.
I don't know why. I already told you I was gonna botch that job.
It doesn't matter. I'd have to hate you on principle, man.
If you could make a positive difference, then you're just being bitter for the sake of bitter. And I was going in to make a positive difference.
That's what they all say. That's what they all say, man.
I mean, I hate what you do right now at this point because it's going to burn this company to the floor.
It's not gonna burn this damn company to the floor. You need to relax.
I'll know it when I see it. I can
Oh,
start to relax when it gets in motion.
for God's sakes.
Hey, relaxing gets you killed.
No, no, it does not.
I've been on edge since I came out of the womb, and I've gone 26 years toe to toe with everything. Come out
Relaxing,
unscathed.
relaxing helps you from getting a heart attack.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Big Cat. I don't think I've ever felt relaxed a day in my life.
What? What is wrong with you? What happened?
There's so many chemical imbalances working against each other. I don't know if I've ever been relaxed. I've accidentally fallen asleep a couple of times while I was watching TV. That might count. I'm on edge right now.
Oh. Okay, look. Oh, by the way, good news. I got myself covered for this coming Sunday. So we will have another session. The Sunday after that, though, I have to find somebody else because they're not gonna let me keep taking. They're not gonna let me keep taking morning shifts. So
I don't know
I
why
gotta
they care.
because I'm related to somebody on the morning shift, and HR does not want people who are related to work on the same shift, even though we have two brothers working on the same damn shift.
We're gonna get on Indeed. We're gonna both find a job by the end of the afternoon.
We put this episode turns into the
we
true Bants boys looking for jobs.
yeah, we just start. This becomes a 7.5 hour episode of True Bants where we're cycling through Indeed. Like, come on, man! I need at least $25 an hour. Why are you saying? Why are you even showing me this job that says payment information not available?
You and me are talking back and forth like, hey, what did you put on your resume? How do we put our company down on a resume?
I'm not doing that. Like, I think that's actually hurt me for some reason, so I had to get rid of it. I think I had like a bunch of experience that I put on my resume and I got rid of.
I have the company down as a team management skills and I think obstacle obst I'm tired.
Yeah, I've just basically put it down as management and organizational skills, even though I already had it.
Yeah.
I'm a bad manager. I don't want to be a manager.
I have no problem being a manager again.
I'm one of those people that when I get management positions, I am very mean and forceful the whole entire time until we get to the end, and then it's slaps on the ass, congratulations, and handshakes after. But I don't know if people like being jarred around like that too much. I don't know how to lead without start out with the iron fist and then give them a teddy bear afterwards.
Yeah.
Oh, but after my car gets fixed, I've getting my company has this clinic, and it offers the clinic to all employees for only $20. So I'm gonna go in for a general checkup after, maybe not next week, depending on how things go, but I'm hoping for next week. I'll go down there and say, hey, I'd like to be able to, I like to not feel like I'm going to have a stroke once in a while. Can I get blood pressure meds now, please?
Yeah.
And then I'll just fill out my prescription on GoodRx and have all that mailed to me. And then I can begin my journey of reversing 26 years of damage.
Good luck, man.
Hey, from what I understand, those blood pressure medications are like top notch.
They are, but they have. Just be careful.
I'm not gonna abuse them. Like, take the recommended dosage and
I
move on.
I understand. Just be careful. That's all I'm gonna say.
Why?
That is my response. Just be careful.
I can't get much more reckless, so I don't think that's gonna be a problem.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I don't know. This episode's gonna have a lot of people concerned about us or annoyed with us. But I'm airing it anyway. I don't care.
The thing is, this is basically our episode of telling people, hey, there more than likely are going to be changes coming in the near future. You don't like it? We're sorry. We're trying, but our rule is real life comes first.
Uh, I'm just doing it because nothing's working out, so I'm gonna complain.
Yeah, I know. And
Everything sucks.
you're not wrong there, man. This life's a burning pile of shit.
Who's texting me now and why? Stop texting me political shit. You
Oh god,
sons of
are you getting
bitches,
those
dude.
are you getting those? Hi, I'm with this state's political this party. We would like to talk to you about such and such and get your opinion.
I think I have blocked at least 40 numbers this month, and they just keep coming.
Dude, no, you wanna know this? It is 1 o'clock in the morning. Like I had just gotten to I think that I'm an hour into sleeping and I'm just about to hit the deep REM sleep, and my phone goes off and I was like, "Who the fuck is calling me?" So I heard it online. Here's just this preppy, just hi, are you Mr. Such and Such? My name is such and such. I'm here to talk to you about this political party. I'm like, go fuck yourself. Click.
I don't care if you're listening, Mr. Patrick from UW Madison, but I got so many phone calls for you when I was applying to colleges, and you were an obnoxious bastard.
Were those
Every
fun types?
every Sunday afternoon for a year. Hi, I'm Patrick. You give UW Madison a thought? I'm like, look, man, I'm thinking about it. All right, I'm figuring this out. Oh, okay. Well, let me keep talking to you about it. It's like, man, you are not selling me on this experience. You're irritating the shit out of me right now. I could not think of a worse thing than moving to a bigger city that shares none of my nothing that I like at all is in that
Mhm.
city. And then I have to
Yeah.
move there and then spend even more money on a dorm that I don't want to be in to go to a school that is going to be so large that I'm going to just stop paying attention and flunk out of. That's just brilliant.
Yeah, I get that feeling. Dude, hell, I graduated. I've already graduated. You know this.
Yeah.
And I also get calls from like, those like online college or go back to school. It's like, I would rather fist fight Mike Tyson in his prime than go back to school.
I will never. I will. I plan on. In the future, I plan to do something called auditing a class, which will allow you to learn stuff, but you're not getting credit for it, so you can't get a degree in it.
Hmm.
I plan on doing that to learn a language eventually, but beyond that, I'm not going back to school. Like, I'll tell them, yeah, you
Yeah.
give me the homework, give me the test, grade it, just so that I know what I'm doing, and obviously, you're not giving me anything for it. I'm here for free, and I'm not getting a degree for free, so let's do that.
Yeah.
That I plan on doing, but if I could have done anything else besides go to college, I would have. I thought about it forever. My biggest hope every time that I was driving to school was please let society collapse today. I would rather live in a war torn apocalypse than have to step foot into this building. I will risk the survival odds, and even if I didn't make it, at least I wasn't going to school. That's all I could think about.
That bad. Yeah.
I have never been good at school. Never. I made it through elementary school, but who didn't? I barely made B's in middle school because I stopped caring, like even more so. Then I would get I would I seed my way all the way through high school because at that point I didn't even know what to do. I was just trying to get through it. So I got C's straight through high school, got out, went to college, and because I went right away, a fun fact, you basically get to pay an absurd amount of money to retake high school for your associate's degree. And it was all stuff I had just learned in the last 4 years. So I was getting A's, A's, A's. And I'm like, everybody's like, you're so smart. It's like, no, these aren't even topics I'm good at, man. Some of you are on drugs, and the rest of you haven't done this in decades. I'm not smart. I just finished this.
Yeah.
Some of you are
Because
dead
like,
tired raising kids. It's not that you're stupid, it's that you got a life.
yeah.
You you got a career. You're gonna be fine after college.
Mm-hmm.
That was another thing that was scary about college. I went for the first. I started at a weird time, so it was like I my associates took 2 years in a semester just because they kind of screwed up our schedules. So my girlfriend and I would go every day, take the same classes, blah blah blah. But for the first 2 weeks, we'd make a friend and they'd disappear. We'd make a new friend, they'd disappear. We'd make another friend, they'd disappear. And I looked at her one day. I'm like, "Is so and so showing up?" She's like, "No, probably not." I'm like, "So they disappeared too?" And she's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Well, I like the rest of the people we haven't made friends with. We're not making friends anymore." She goes, "I agree. We'll be nice to them, but we're not making any more friends. Everybody we make friends with disappears."
Yeah. Yeah.
Just absurd. And what's great too is I went to the satellite school of my college. So you get to hear about all these incredible events, all these benefits to actually going to college, all these meet and greets, all these seminars, all these cool things. And I kept seeing them. I'm like, man, I'd like to do that. Man, I'd like to do that. So I walked up to the receptionist. I said, hey, where is this? Why? how can I attend this? I want to attend this. Like, oh, it's the one that's 4 hours away at the main campus. I'm like, great. I'm never going to get to experience any of this. That's awesome. So I get to get all these emails, and they get these vending machines, and I didn't get any vending machines after a little while. I had to keep driving to a gas station to get snacks because after the pandemic, they ripped those out of our walls and wouldn't give them back to us either. We basically were just like weird squatting hobos. That's what my school was.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm getting too worked up. I should probably stop yelling.
Yeah.
Who
I mean,
cares?
you're free to go on these tangents, man. I'm not gonna stop you. I agree with you.
Yeah, I know. It's my show. I don't know if anybody else is going to enjoy it, but I'm doing it for me.
Yeah, that's what part of this is. Yes, you want it to be something people enjoy, but at the end of the day, it's something for you to get out and something for you to enjoy.
Yeah, I mean, I started this show just so I could do this. And I haven't really. I don't think I've gone on many tangents on this show.
No, no, you haven't. That's why I don't talk too much on the show. I just let you go.
It's hard to go forever, though. I gotta have something to bounce off of.
Yeah.
Alright, let's find something positive in the last 4 minutes. Something good. Find something positive.
Uh. But. What'd you think of the cat bit last night?
Oh, the cat was funny.
Yeah. I just like, you know what? I'm gonna put a cat in there because I want to mess. I want to mess with chaos a little bit. But a cat. I thought about like having you have a cat, but was like, nah. And the moment you're like, I have a companion, I was like, oh, I don't need to give you any kind of other companion. Then you got a person. Let's go.
I wanted to give Chaos some ammunition. I thought it would be funny to sit there and dog on him for being a former communist and then be actively in this semi serious, not quite to the level of on again, off again. It's just like everybody's respecting their distance at this point. Kind of nobody know. Well, Jim at that point didn't know if they could even be serious because of her dad. So I'm like, yeah, if I have him actively involved with other former communists, it adds
Yeah,
a level of like hypocrisy that chaos could gravitate towards. But I also have plausible deniability because I keep mentioning going to therapy.
yeah. Speaking of the game, though, I just realized when you guys succeed on a roll, I'm supposed to tell you guys to mark it. That way, when we do our preparation phase, you guys can increase some of your stats sometimes. I completely forgot to even think about that in that session.
Oh hell, my driving skill should be a 60 by now.
Well, it works a lot like the luck thing, you know.
Yeah.
But basically, like from the way, if I remember correctly, if you succeed, we mark it, and then when we do a prep phase, uh, I'll let you guys go over the ones that you did that you succeeded on, and you can be like, okay, I think you can roll. I think you roll a D4. I'd have to check again. It's like a D4 or a D6, and you add to it. You can add that much number to it. You can't go over 90.
Right.
And then well, you can, but there's rules too, because like I think I'd have to reread it, but I'm pretty sure it's like you make the checks, and then once we go in the preparation phase, all the like stat stuff that you got checked off, you then make another roll on that one. And if you pass, you get to roll either D6 or D10 and you get to add that number. But if you fail it, you don't get to add anything. And the higher the number gets, or is it the other way around? Damn it. can't remember. Sorry, I have to go read the book now. I can't remember.
I kind of get what you're saying though.
Yeah, I'd have to reread it. I think it's failing the same as luck because I think the higher the number is, it's the harder it is to increase it. But don't quote me, you know.
I rarely do.
Love you too.
All right, more positive stuff. We got 5 minutes to be positive.
Um.
It's been that kind of month. We're really
Yeah, dude.
struggling here.
I'm dead.
Oh, come on. There's got to be something. Something cool's got to be happening out there right now.
Uh.
The Brewers
Uh.
are doing really well. Number one in
Are
their
they?
number one in their division. Actually, both
Oh,
of the
Lord.
teams that I like are number one in their divisions.
Oh, that's nice, man. That's nice.
It's probably the best I've ever seen them do since I started paying attention almost 8 years ago.
It has been. God, has it been 8 years?
Since I've been paying attention, probably.
Dude, it has been a while since I've even watched baseball.
Like I've always said, I don't like to watch it necessarily. I like to listen to it because
Yeah.
Wisconsin is blessed by God Himself, and we get to listen to Mr. Baseball tell the story or tell stories. He doesn't commentate baseball. He gets into the commentator's booth, and then he gets really upset, and he gets really drunk, and then he gets mad that he has to call plays.
Yeah.
My favorite memory is working at this pizza restaurant. We were listening to the Brewers, and Mr. Baseball or Bob Euchre is sitting there talking about the different fishing spots he's been to and how each one of them compared to one another. And there's this other guy named Jeff that's always with him. And something happened on the play, and Bob's telling this story about the third fishing spot, and then Jeff goes, "Hey Bob, something happened," and he goes, "Swing down the middle and a miss." And he's like, "Anyway," and then he's drunk and he's like almost in his 90s, so he forgot what he was talking about. And he goes, we're sponsored by Uzinger sausages." Bob, just call the game, dude.
Bob.
I love that guy. So good. This is either going to be our best episode or people are going to be concerned.
I think a little bit of both. I think a little bit of both because we talked about a couple of things tonight.
Oh, whatever. What can you do?
What
Life,
can you do, indeed?
life in the big city.
Yeah, it's a big world, and I'm a small fish.
I wonder if people are going to get gravitate more towards my rants and like, hey, can you get a segment on the show where Mayor just loses his shit and starts yelling about something?
I mean, if we get that, hell yeah, let's do it.
That'd be fun.
Hmm.
People gotten famous doing less.
You're not wrong.
If a man can, I don't know where I'm going with that one. That's probably not the best route.
Yeah, yeah.
Something Burger King hat.
You son of a. Oh
That's a
god.
tragic story though. That poor dude. The story behind the guy who put on a Burger King crown on an airplane and started hollering racial slurs at people. He had gone to Jamaica to meet this girl that he thought he was going to marry, and she catfished him. And he's schizophrenic, so he forgot his medication. So that's why he was having that fit on the plane. He got back home after somebody got into contact with the police so that, he didn't go to jail and said, hey, he's got a legitimate mental health problem. Can you just get him home? So they got him home and he's cut his hair and has gotten back on his medication and has been doing much better and feels terrible for the whole plane incident. Which I think is nice and positive. It takes a real big negative and makes it less horrendous. And it's a rare instance where the cops actually did something to help somebody with a mental problem instead of kicking the hell out of them on a sidewalk. So that's a big W.
Yeah.
Unlike that poor autistic kid that they strangled to death on the sidewalk.
Dude. That just. The fuck is wrong with this world sometimes,
I stopped having qualifications for certain jobs. That's what happened. And then when people are attacking you all the time, in every facet of the word attacking you, it makes it a very scary job. It doesn't excuse anything, especially that, but I get why they get mad sometimes. They should have never. They should be professional and not let it get to them. But when you're being attacked constantly, it's people snap, and that goes for everybody. But I'm not excusing that kind of behavior, but it's rough, and there should be more qualifications and more mental health and actual training for officers.
Yeah, I do agree. There needs to be better training and stuff.
Well, literally right now in certain areas, all you don't even need a high school diploma. You get a GED, and they're like, "You're hired." It's like,
Yeah,
what the
because
hell?
they can send you to the academy. If I'm not mistaken, some states have like an incentive program. If they get a certain number of employees, they can send them to the academy, and the state will pay them this amount of money to send those people to the academy.
Yeah, they have the same kind of thing, and in the military too. If the recruiters meet a certain number, they get something for it. A person or two that I know got scammed doing that.
Yeah, it's very likely.
All right, we're slipping again. We should probably end this on life in the big city.
Life in the big city.